Today we are going to discuss about rheumatological examination protocol. Rheumatological examination protocol. Rheumatological examination protocol. Rheumatological disorders are very common in clinical practice and consist of diseases of joint, tendon and muscle. Rheumatological disorders have been encountered frequently in fellowship examination. Rheumatological examination begins with the usual inspection of whole patient from head to toe as the patient walks into your clinic, and particularly look for the usual appearance and posture of the patient, ease, movement and functional disability. Does the patient require assistance such as a stick and walking wheelchair? For rheumatological examination, you must address 4 key features. First key feature, is it acute or chronic? Acute means less than 6 weeks, chronic greater than 12 weeks. Is it inflammatory or non-inflammatory? You have to decide, is it acute or chronic, is it inflammatory or non-inflammatory? Inflammatory arthritis often associated with tenderness of the joint, redness of the joint and warmth. Has it localized? Localized means monoarthritis, only one joint is involved, or diffuse means polyarthritis, more than one joint is involved, is called diffused or polyarthritis. Is it symmetrical or asymmetrical? For rheumatological examination, you must address these 4 key features. Is it acute or chronic? Is it inflammatory or non-inflammatory? Is it localized monoarthritis or diffuse polyarthritis? Is it symmetrical or asymmetrical? For proper rheumatological examination or examination of joint, you must follow look, feel, move, function, protocol. Look Look for skin, look for joint, look for muscle. Look the overlying skin for erythema. Erythema is a sign of acute inflammation. Look for atrophy. Atrophy is a sign of chronicity. It can also suggest steroid use. Look for rashes. For example, rashes and polyarthritis may indicate psoriatic arthropathy, and there may be vasculitic skin rashes. They range from palpable purpura, levodoreticularis to skin necrosis. And look the overlying skin for scar. Scar indicate previous surgery such as tendon repair and joint replacement. Then you look for joint swelling and joint deformity. Joint swelling it may be due to bony enlargement or bony overgrowth, such as presence of osteophyte, a Burden node, Buchard node, in case of osteoarthritis. Or swelling may be due to hypertrophy and inflammation of synovium. Example is rheumatoid arthritis. Or swelling may be due to effusion into the joint space. Then you look for joint deformity. Joint deformity is a sign of chronicity. It indicates underlying chronic illness. Then you assess pattern of joint involvement, whether the distribution of joint involvement is symmetrical, as in rheumatoid arthritis, or asymmetrical, as in psoriatic arthropathy and gout. Then look for muscle wasting. Muscle wasting is a sign of chronicity. Muscle wasting may be due to disuse of joint or may be due to inflammation of surrounding tissues, or it may be due to nerve entrapment. Wasting of intrinsic muscle up and with active rheumatoid arthritis, wasting of quadriceps muscle with active arthritis of knee joint. Muscle wasting is a sign of chronicity. The second protocol for rheumatological examination is feel. Feel means palpation. Memorize or remember 3T. First of all, you check the local temperature. Skin warmth. First of all, you check for local temperature with the back of your fingers. A cool joint is unlikely to be involved in active inflammatory process, while a hot or warm joint is most likely to be involved in active inflammatory process. Second T is the tenderness. Feel for tenderness. Tenderness is a sign of acute inflammation. Joint tenderness can be graded by assessing patient reaction to the firm pressure of the joint between thumb and finger. Tenderness can be graded into 4. Grade 1, patient complains of pain. Patient says that joint is tender. Grade 2, patient complains of pain and winces. Grade 3, patient complains of pain, winces and withdraw the affected part. Grade 4, patient will not allow the joint to be touched. Patient will not allow the joint to be touched. Grade 4 tenderness can occur in septic arthritis, gouty arthritis. Third T is tumors. Feel for swelling. Swelling may be due to bony enlargement or bony overgrowth. Swelling feels hard and immobile. Swelling due to synovitis feels soft and spongy. Swelling may be due to effusion into joint space. Swelling due to effusion is fluctuant and is smooth outline. Now we will discuss Third protocol, that is the MOVE. MOVE to assess the range of movement. Both active and passive movement should be performed. Active by patient, passive by examiner. If there is severe joint pain on attempted active movement and you are suspecting a case of fracture, passive movement is absolutely contraindicated. Then you have to do X-ray of that affected part. To assess the range of movement is to estimate the degree of limitation of movement based on comparison with the normal side or on examiner previous experience. The joint may have limited extension is called fixed flexion deformity. Joint may have limited flexion is called fixed extension deformity. Passive movement is very important to assess the range of movement, while active movement is very helpful to assess the integrated function of the joint, such as function of hand and gait. Passive movement of spine is not possible. Active movement is practiced during the spine examination. Then you assess for joint crepitus. Joint crepitus is a sign of chronicity. Joint crepitus, this can be detected by feeling a cracking, or grating sensation or noise from the joint. This indicates osteoarthritis. Finally, assess function protocol. To assess the function of joint by testing muscle strength. To assess the function of joint by testing muscle strength, such as integrated function of hand and gait. This is all about rheumatological examination protocol. Always follow, look, feel, move and function protocol for proper examination of a joint. Thank you for watching.